February 17th council meeting. If we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we could remain standing while our Deputy Mayor, Karen Bugh, leads us in prayer.
Heavenly Father, you have commanded us to love our neighbors as ourselves. Help us to do that in our community. Help us to understand the problems our fellow people are going through and find ways to help them in ways they need it most. Help us to love others no matter what their race or other differences. Help us to receive their love as well. We pray for a spirit of unity, love, and peace to drive our thoughts, actions, and words. And I'd like you to please remain standing for a moment of silence for Philomay Biz West, who passed away last week. After retiring to Brigantine, Biz became an active member of the Elks, the Garden Club, the Women's Bocce League, and several political organizations. She volunteered every week at our food pantry at the Presbyterian Church. She was a great mahjong teacher and player, and was often a member of the winning Quizzo team at the Elks on Wednesday nights. Biz is survived by her daughter, Patricia Reister, her son, Robert Dempsey, 6 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, her sister, and 2 brothers. She will be sadly missed by her many friends in Brigantine. Thank you.
All right, Ann, can you read our Open Public Meetings Act announcement?
This is to advise the meeting notices covering this meeting have been sent and posted as required under the Open Public Meetings Act.
Perfect, thank you. We originally had scheduled an executive session for today, but we're going to postpone this to the next meeting. We just don't have a need for it today. So we'll have approval of our February 3rd council meeting minutes. Can we have a motion and second?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions or corrections? Seeing none, can we have roll call? No, we have to wait for roll call.
Bugh,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre. I can't hear him. Is he saying yes?
He said yes.
All right, Neil, you're on.
He's essentially defrauded you with
Kane,
Yes.
background, and that is not also yes. He
Mayor
told
Sierra,
survivor of the Liberian Civil War. Yes, you submitted evidence.
Somebody out there has their
It's
Yeah.
Paul.
Paul, or I don't know what's going on. Yeah, okay. Sorry, it sounded like a Civil War thing going on. All right, so we have approval of payroll requisition list and operating expenses. We have a motion and second.
So
Make that
moved.
motion.
Second.
All right, any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Bugh.
Yeah.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
DeLucre,
He said yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sierra,
Yes.
motion carried.
Hey, would it work if Rick just gives you guys a thumb up in the camera or a thumbs down? I mean, to help?
She can't even see his camera. Just stand by a minute. I'm probably going to bring her down to my office.
Okay.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
All right, Mayor, I have the clerk with me now. For some reason, she can't see Rick's video or hear his audio.
All right, then we'll pick back up at the meeting. Next up, we have public comment, and this is on agenda items only. So if you'd like to speak about any agenda items, just signal to the manager. He'll recognize you, and just make sure you state your name and address for the record.
Nobody's trying to get my attention, Mayor.
All right, perfect. At this time, we're going to close the public portion and move on with our regular agenda. We have ordinance number 2 of 2021, which is an introduction. And this is an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. We have a motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right, any questions or comments? None. Can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Hany,
Yes.
Lucre, Kane,
Yes.
Mercier,
Yes.
motion carried.
Ordinance number 3 of 2021, which is an introduction, and this is an ordinance of the city of Brigantine adopting a redevelopment plan for the North End redevelopment area. We have a motion and second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Hany,
Yes.
Lucre, Kane,
Yes.
Mercier,
Yes.
motion carried.
We have ordinance number 4 of 2021, which is an introduction. And this is an ordinance amending Chapter 61 salaries and compensation of the Code of the City of Brigantine pursuant to NJSA 40A-9, establishing the salaries and wages of certain officers and employees of the City of Brigantine. We have a motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
And just to give people some background, the majority of changes that are on here are just to reflect the new minimum wage standards. Is there any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
They get Paul?
Hany,
Yes.
DeLucre, Kane,
Yes.
Mercier,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2021-30, and this is for a temporary emergency appropriations. We have a motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Just to let council know and the public, because we haven't formally adopted our budget yet, this is just to make sure that we have money available to cover our expenses. Is there any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Hany,
Yes.
Lucre, Kane,
Yes.
Mercier,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2021-31, and this is for a tax exemption for 100% permanently and totally disabled veteran. We have a motion and second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Hany,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sierra,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2021-32, and this is a resolution of support from the City of Brigantine authorizing the Sustainable New Jersey Energy Technical Assistance Application. We have a motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council?
This is just something requested by the Green Team. It will help them get a lot of points on their Sustainable Jersey quest to try to get to their silver certification, and they would just like our support. It mentions something about providing staff support. John Doring is our staff support, as he is in so many other endeavors around the island. So it's not that we have to hire anybody. John just will put a different hat on. So that I just wanted to clarify.
Thank you, Karen. Like I said, I always ask how many hats John wears. I know he's involved in almost every committee, every organization we have, and works very, very hard. Any other comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Hany,
Yes.
Belukri, Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sierra,
Yes.
motion carried.
All right, so we have resolution 2021-33, and this is a resolution supporting the exploration of a feasibility study for a shared municipal court. We have a motion and second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'd like to open this up for discussion. This is something we talked about at the last meeting, and wanted to see if this is something we wanted to look into.
I don't think it hurts to look into it, see what they find.
I think, and that's one of the things I wanted to make sure we look at this resolution. It's about doing a feasibility study, and that's obviously to see if there's a cost savings. There very well could be a cost savings for the county, but if they do base the services, the fees for the services here on rateable basis, we could end up paying more for the same services we already have. And I think this is something we really need to look into. I know the county had tried to do a county dispatch system, and I know it would have cost us a few $100,000 more to be a part of the county system versus just keeping our own system in-house. And I know there's a lot of other concerns just beyond cost to go along with this. But I think at least in the beginning, we should get all the facts and get the information before we make any kind of formal decision on whether or not a system like this or a county court system would work for Brigantine. But in essence, we can't be in a situation where we're paying more and getting less services. Are there any final comments from council?
And we'll just see how it goes.
Okay, seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Hany,
Yes.
Belukri, Kane,
Yes.
Sierra,
Yes.
motion carried.
Next up, we have our consent agenda, and we have the Clean Oceans Action Beach Sweeps. Motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
Hugh,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Hany,
Yes.
Belukri, Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sierra,
Yes.
motion carried.
We have our council manager committee discussion. Jim, do you have any updates for us?
No, Mayor, I do not. We're pretty much where we were at the last meeting. Gas company is finishing up. Electric company is going full force on both ends of their project. I'd like to thank everybody in the public, residents and visitors, for their patience I know it's tough in the mornings and the afternoons with the boulevard down to one lane, but ultimately this is going to be a good thing for the city of Brigantine.
Perfect, thank you. If you guys don't mind, I'd actually like to start off with the committee discussions tonight. Just a couple important things. One, I just want to give an update. I know there was a number of members of the public who came and spoke about a situation that was occurring at a property on the north end. We can't really go into a lot of detail about it, but we can let you know that the owner has been notified of the violations and the city is working on the process. So the issue is being addressed. We're trying to work it out. As soon as we're in a position to publicly discuss it more, we will, but that's about all we can talk about right now. I believe last year when COVID really started to take off in Brigantine, we wanted to try to take some steps to make sure that people were safe. People had concerns about bringing reusable bags into grocery stores and then bringing them back to their house. And they asked if we would temporarily suspend our ban on plastic bags, which we have done. But I know as we start to kind of turn the corner on COVID and we start to get a better handle and people start to get the vaccinations, we would be looking to reinstate that bag ban. I've actually spoken with representation from Wawa and Acme, and they asked if when we get to the point that we're ready to rescind the suspension of the ban, that we would give them 60 days notice. Because they have to pre-order the bags and they don't want to be in a situation where they've stocked up on a bunch of bags and then all of a sudden we kind of drop that on them. So, not that we have to discuss it tonight, but I would like council to start to consider reinstating the bag ban around June 1st. So for the March 17th meeting, we should consider taking action at that point. So I wanted to put that on everybody's radar, see how we feel about that at that point. So this way we can give them proper notice so they can use up their inventory and not order more for the summer, just to try to be fair to their business. Also,
Vince, can
yeah,
I
go
say
ahead.
something on that?
Yeah.
I would even propose May 1st. That way you're including Memorial Day weekend and not trying to retrain people after Memorial Day.
Yeah, it's definitely something we would think about. So we would have to take action sooner. And that's what I said. That's why I wanted to kind of bring it up now, because they've asked for 60 days notice. So I had kind of looked at that, but we'd really have to look at the, let me look at the calendar real quick, the timelines on that to make sure that we're in a position to, because they've been really cooperative with us. So if you're looking at May 1st, we would need to take actions. Well, you're looking at Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, by Memorial Day. I think by Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
Just
so we do it Memorial Day weekend.
That would be, I guess, the 28th, 29th.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah. Very end.
31st. So that'd be the 31st. It'd be a day earlier.
Right.
If we're looking at,
Vince, can I ask you a question?
yes, sir.
Why do they need 60 days to stock the bags? I could see if they had to have bags printed or produced and they had to have bags in house. But if they already have the bags and all they're going to do is stop giving them out, why do they need 60 days?
Well, I think part of it is they have to order ahead of time, and they don't want to buy them for the store and then just never use them. So they
What do we buy? What are they buying?
So the store, each individual store, when they do the shopping, each individual store has to buy a supply of plastic bags to have on hand. So they asked if we could give them 60 days notice so that they can start to use up those supplies and not order them ahead of time. And I think they do their ordering 60 days out. So this way that puts them in a position where they're not kind of eating all that cost of the bags that they purchased.
Okay, but we're not talking about the plastic bags that they're using. Let's say that Acme is using right now. They're using the original plastic bag.
Yeah, so
So
the regular plastic bags that we actually prohibited, when we lifted the ban, they started stocking those again. And then they asked that when we reinstate the ban, that we just give them a 60-day notice so they don't pre-order them and buy things that they don't.
Okay.
They just don't buy them ahead of time if they're not going to be able to use them.
I understand what you're talking about now.
Okay, yeah. So then, yeah, I think we would still look maybe at that March 17th meeting to take action on that. And then looking instead of June 1st, starting at May 28th. And then I'll also reach out to them to let them know that we're considering taking action that on that date, and that May 28th could be that potential point. And like I said, a big part of it is just keeping up good relations with the businesses. And, you know, even though we're trying to protect the environment, also to make sure that we know ahead of time kind of where we're coming from and what we're thinking. One of the other things that the city has really undertaken is trying to help people, one, get registered for the COVID vaccine, and also two, to schedule those appointments. Right now, the city is working with our teachers and staff at the Brigantine Community School and working with the Brigantine Fire Department to get this underway. We've been very successful over the past 2 weeks. We have registered and gotten appointment for over 200 of our seniors. And what we found is most of the system that's set up, even though it's supposed to be easy to navigate, it's one, very, very challenging, especially for a lot of our seniors who don't use technology and don't have emails themselves. So we've been trying to help people set up their accounts, set up their email accounts, and get ready. And two, it's a lottery system. So for a lot of people trying to get in the lottery, they're having a hard time scheduling the appointments. So we've been working real hard to try to help those organizations or help those people. Our plan to kind of let people know, because there's so many people in the city who need it, we don't want the city itself to be in a position where we're kind of overrun with phone calls or overwhelmed. We've been working with the different organizations throughout the city to kind of identify the people within their organizations, one, who need help, and two, who need help kind of scheduling those appointments. And we've been using the infrastructure of those groups to identify the people. So far, it's been really, really successful, and it's been a huge community effort to make this happen. And we wanted to kind of let people know that we were here to help. And I really give a lot of credit, especially to our teachers and staff at the school, who have been every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, spending hours of their time sitting on computers, trying to get appointments and schedule things for people. And also a big shout out to our fire department. As we go and we try to set up the accounts for people, we also know that there's potential that there could be people out there trying to like scam people or get their personal information. And that's why we wanted to, one, use our fire department, because it's people you know and you trust, and two, to use the organization. So this way you're getting a call from someone you know within the specific organization who can kind of help you through this process. We're expanding as fast as we can. We've reached out to about 14 organizations in the city so far, and we're going to continue to reach out to more and more organizations. For any of our organization leaders that are out there, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'll put you in touch with everything that you need to do. If you are a part of an organization, I'll use like the Elks or the Lions Club, or even, the Houses of Worship. We're going to be reaching out to all of the religious institutions on the island. Whatever group you're connected to, reach out to your leadership, and then we're going to work through those groups to identify the people, one, who have pre-registered and need appointments, and two, the people who need help setting up those accounts. What we've kind of found too is that, a lot of people think that they're registered, but they're not registered in the right places. Like they're registered with the state or they're registered with an organization. We're focused on getting people appointments at the Atlantic City Mega Center. And in order to do that, you need to be registered with Atlanticare. Atlanticare is doing a great job at their system, but a lot of people don't understand that. The other issue we find too is about an hour before the site goes live to take appointments, they actually shut down the ability to create accounts. And this is causing a lot of frustration for people too. So we're trying to help people navigate through this process. And our goal is to make sure that we get as many people in the city, and putting a big focus on our senior citizens, the COVID vaccine if they want to get it. We want to make sure that we keep people safe. So we're putting this out there. I know there'll be a story in the Brigantine Times coming forward, kind of explaining the process, and we're going to try to help people as much as possible. So we'll open it up. We'll go with our Deputy Mayor, First Ward Council person for report.
You took half of my stuff.
No.
I was going to say, no, that's great. Very well said about the bag ban. Thank you very much for considering that. I know it's just 3 days, but I think doing it prior to Memorial Day will really help out with just getting a mindset going with it. I just want to remind all my fellow council members that in your mailbox in City Hall is a letter from Joanne Scannell from the Brigantine Community School. She reaches out to us all this time every year, and they would like us to, once again, participate in the Read Across America program with them. This year, instead of us going in and sitting in classrooms and reading books, they will be Zooming us into their classrooms. And she would like to hear from us by by tomorrow, so she can start planning this for Monday, March 1st. So it's always a great program. I always love going in and revisiting classrooms. I miss teaching. It reminds me how much I do miss teaching, but it's a worthwhile program, and I hope you guys get a chance to do it. And again, I want to thank the teachers and fire department. Also, Linda Nace at the community center is fielding questions and taking numbers and information for people, and Mariette at the community center, Ryan and Ann in the offices in City Hall are also helping us out. And our goal is to get all the seniors vaccinated as soon as possible. Stay well, everybody.
Thank you. Let's go to our second ward councilman, Paul Lettieri.
Yes, good evening. Things are looking up here. Some of the gas line construction is now complete, except for the refurbishing of the lawns and stuff like that, but most of the equipment is now off the street. If anybody uses the promenade and tries to go down to the beach, please use caution, because a lot of that sand that used to come up right to the promenade is no longer there. Don't try to climb on those rocks. They're slippery. Be careful using the stairways down to the beach, because now they're all uncover. Some of the steps at the bottom don't make it all the way down. And that's all I have.
Perfect, thank you. Go to our third ward councilman, Dennis Haney.
Thank you, Vince. I just want to thank you, Mayor and Deputy Mayor Bew as well for your updates, particularly on the COVID and our seniors and getting them vaccinated. Obviously, our frontline workers and hospital workers have been a priority as well, assisting everybody, but our seniors, obviously, and those with pre-existing conditions, we want to take care of them as soon as possible. So I thank you for that information at our local level here. And along those lines, I think there's been over 1 million people. This is just recent news. I think it was released today. Over 1 million people in New Jersey have gotten their first vaccination, and approximately 410,000 have gotten both their shots. So obviously, it's still a long way to go, but progress is being made. And regarding the third ward specifically, really, there's everything is quiet right now, which is obviously good. And that's all I got. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you. Go to our fourth ward councilman, Rick DeLucre. Perfect, thank you. Go to our councilman at large, Neil Kane.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I don't have a whole lot to add. You touched on 95% of it, along with Deputy Mayor Bew. Again, I just appreciate everybody's patience along the boulevard with all the construction going on. It's going to be a great thing for Brigantine when it's finally done. And just everybody, please stay safe. We're going to get through this, and hopefully by summertime we'll be back up and running again. Get things going. That's all I've got.
Perfect, thank you. Let's go to our Councilman at Large, Mike Reardon.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say how appreciative so many people are on the job that the teachers and firemen are doing, and Vince and Karen helping out, getting these seniors set up. It's phenomenal. It's really, you see people so happy to get help to getting these appointments. It's wonderful. I don't know if you mentioned about any of the people, we have some people with disabilities and all that are asking about transport. And if you touch on that, Vince, I'll just say it again, that we are helping transport anybody who needs that. I think we have Chief Tiger on the line also. There was questions about, well, someone, if they have a wheelchair, how can we get some transport on there? So Tiger, if you're on the line, do you want to just comment how we're handling that?
Sure. So obviously the fire department can assist patients if they need help getting from their residence out to their vehicles. They can call the police department non-emergency line at 609-266-7414 and request through them for our assistance. We'll come out, we'll help you get into the car. You can go get your shot. Unfortunately, we can't take you over to get the vaccine and wait with you. And then when you come home, we can also assist to get you back into your residence. And I'd just like to, thank Mayor Sarah for what he's doing. I know this is a huge effort that you're putting in. And I'd like to also call out Captain Daly from the fire department and firefighter Malio, who have also been assisting, help get these names and these accounts created. So thank you, Mayor. And thank you, Councilman Reardon.
Thanks, Chief. Yeah, that's correct. I want to thank the fire department also. I was talking to Captain Daly over the weekend there. He was going through some of the people that are on a Lifeline program. Also on the transport to the mega center in Atlantic City, the National Guard is doing a phenomenal job over there. So they'll help us with anybody who needs help with wheelchairs, et cetera, over there on that side. So that's the most important thing. It's great. I guess on a lighter note, the only other thing I want to mention, people are asking about the St. Patrick's Day Parade. The numbers, they're starting to come down a little bit, but we all know people now locally that have had the COVID, and it just would be irresponsible, and it's not a good idea to have the St. Patrick's Day Parade this year. So unfortunately, it breaks my heart to say it, but we can still celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but we won't be marching down Brigantine Ave this year. So that's all I have for now. Thanks very much.
Perfect, thank you. Appreciate the update. And it's tough. There's a lot of challenges right now, but we got to stay vigilant. We got to make sure we put ourselves in strong positions to protect the community. So we make a little bit of sacrifice now in order to have a brighter future coming up. I'm hoping with everything that's going on with the vaccines and people have already gone through it, gotten sick, gotten better, what they call herd immunity. I'm hoping we're in a position where we can get back to doing all the things we know and love real quick. So I guess next up we have our public comments. So if anybody from the public would like to speak, please signal to our city manager, and then you'll need to state your name and address for the record.
Yeah, I'd like to speak if I can.
Go ahead, Mr. Raymond, you're up.
Hi, Mark Raymond, 5110 Ocean Drive South. Could someone explain the road project that's going on to the beach access that parallels Ocean Drive South?
I think you're talking the entrance to the jetty, sir?
No, there's a big pump that's pumping water from the middle of the road all the way down to the ocean, and then there's a front loader putting some kind of sandy material building up the road.
I'll turn that over to our Superintendent of Public Works, John Doring.
Yes, thank you. That is the four-wheel drive road that we're reconstructing. The pump is pumping out all the trapped water that has been in there over the past few years, flooding the four-wheel drive road. And over the past 2 weeks, we've been putting in I-5 gravel to build the road back up and make it passable again.
Can you tell me what caused the need for this project?
The need was the extreme rain that we've had flooded the road. The road was lower than the water table was. And we haven't really done too much of that road in quite a few years, except grade it.
Do the multiple gradings cause for the road to go below grade level and have the water table come up?
Possibility. It's a possibility.
Is the cost of the project going to be added to the cost of the automobile tags for the people that use the beach?
For the money that we use on our beaches and our roads and all of our beach pass comes out of the fund that is collected for the use of the said beaches or the four-wheel drive roads, yes.
And is there any environmental problems caused by this project?
No, sir. The state says we're allowed to maintain the road. The state tells us what we're allowed to use on it. That's why you'll see the orange I-5 gravel. That is the only thing that the state allows us to put on the beach.
Will you be returning the stop signs so that the cars once again have to stop before they're going?
We'll be putting in new stop signs at all the intersections where the pedestrians cross the beach, and you will see the speed bumps put back in there at the same spots so that they have to almost come to a complete stop to go over the speed bumps.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Doesn't look like it, Mayor.
All right, this time we're going to close the public comment. Are there any final council comments? All right. Seeing none, can we have a motion to adjourn? I guess we're not leaving. Nobody's motioning. Yeah, John's like, I'll do it.
I'll make that motion.
Perfect. Thanks, Paul. Do we have a second? Karen's giving the thumbs up. Does that count? All right, all in favor? Give a thumbs up.
Aye.
Aye. All right, perfect. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on our February 17th meeting and for watching your council team at work. Thank you to all the public who came out to visit us tonight, and hopefully we'll all be back together in person soon. All right, bye, everybody.
Thank you, Vince. Good job.
Thank you.